Last time on Dragon Ball Z, the Joe Riety channel.
I can't wait to open my Elgato Stream Deck. Just pop it. I didn't open what? The Elgato Stream Deck. I feel like I said that kind of like Jim Carrey. Little piece of tape. I give the quality of the tape a 2 out of 10. I cut it with my thumbnail, so still a 2 out of 10. Should make that a little tougher to get into, Elgato. I mean, come on. Ooh, it's beautiful. Let's smell it. Give it the old smell test. Smells like victory. Now let's pop this little bad boy out of the box and see what we're dealing with here. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 button Elgato Stream Deck. So I'm assuming that this is some kind of a stand. It's nice and cold. The buttons feel really nice to push. A lot better than that stupid bubble wrap. And of course, it's a USB. See the length of this cord? It doesn't have to be very long, but you've got to have enough length to be able to reach where you need it to reach on your desktop. I'd say this is maybe about 5 feet. I don't know if you can see that. My arm's wingspan is probably about 6 feet, 6'1". I know. Studley. And look, they've got a little cap for you. My sound effect was a little early. Let's see how this stand works real quick. Nice Elgato insignia on the back. This is how this stand's gonna work today. That's not how you do it? Is this how you... Oh, Daddy's got a new pair of shoes. Makes a nice little kickstand for your Elgato, and then you can adjust the, I don't know, that looks about the same degree every time I adjust it. That's weird. Now here's the other question. Oh good, rubber stops. I'm moving you every time I push buttons, aren't I? So let's take this bad boy over here to the computer and see what it can really do when we plug it in and start pushing buttons. Alright, you little idiots. Now that we've got the Elgato plugged into the computer and the software downloaded here, let's take a look at how to get your first profile started. I have another profile that I fiddled with and have been using on my own live stream, so we're gonna go with profile number 1. And you can actually rename your profile by going to Edit Profiles, right click, rename. Let's rename it something for the purpose of this tutorial. And I think I'll name it something like Poo Poo 2. Because, you know, poo poo is number 2 on the scale of bathroom visits. So now we've got our profile named Poo Poo 2, and we're going to add a few basic button macros, I guess. But the first thing you're going to want to do is, if you're using OBS software, I would highly recommend, and in fact almost demand, but not so demanding, I don't want to be real pushy, just a little pushy, that you open your software in administrator mode. To do this, all you need to do is right-click your OBS Studio, or whatever it is you're using, and then left-click Run as Administrator. Believe you me, I went through the trouble of this earlier, and I could not get my scenes from OBS to link to the Elgato unless I opened it in Administrator mode. I don't know why, but I don't even give no craps as long as it works. So it's pretty basic. You've got a bunch of commands here on the right, and if you scroll down, you've got all kinds of goodies. But we're using OBS Studio. We're not using Game Capture. And so that's where we're going to draw from the list of commands over here. And we're gonna add a scene because we wanna be able to change scenes in OBS by pushing our buttons on the Elgato and not having to click on the scenes over and over. So, and by default, you've got welcome right here. And if you click welcome, why, there it is. It brings you to the welcome. You've got a Stream Deck. Come check it out, see what kind of goodies you can do with it, okay? But I don't give no craps about this welcome, so we're gonna delete it. Get out of my town, nobody likes you. So OBS Studio, scene, and we're just gonna click on it and drag it into the button that we want. Now, of course, for me, I've got, I think, 5 scenes in OBS, so I'm gonna start with number 1 right here. Because it might be a little weird to start with number 1 over on the right, unless you live in England. I'm sorry. Isn't it? And what we're going to do is give it a title. I'm gonna say scene. If only I could type 1, and then we're going to pick which scene out of my OBS studio scenes that we want it to switch to. Now, for the sake of this video, we're gonna do our starting soon scene. If we push this button in OBS Studio, you'll see that it's gonna switch to my starting soon screen. Let's give it a shot. Whoa! Hey back there, you guys better behave. All right, so here we go. Scene number 1, button on the Elgato. Push it like this. Notice one hand here, one hand on the button. Bing, bong, bing. And we're back. And by we, I mean all of me. So there you have it. It's that easy. Just grab another scene, give it a title, Shmeen 2. And we're gonna put it on our newsroom. There we go. So now if we hit scene number 2, it's gonna take us to our newsroom. And voila. So now we can talk about current events. I'm lying. Just do that so on throughout however many scenes that you have, and you will be ready to go. It's very, very easy. But like I said, make sure you open up your software in administrator mode so that you don't have the problem I had of not being able to do anything. Next, let's do a few button commands that are going to be really crucial if you're playing media on Spotify or different things like that. All you're going to be doing here is go to the System tab and go to Multimedia. And this is what I did. The skip backwards track button here. Move it over. And if we want to change what this does, I did play pause next. Drag another one over. Skip forward. Boom. Now on your Elgato Stream Deck, you'll see that you've got the buttons and they're lit up with your special little icons there. Your buttons are now on the Elgato Stream Deck to forward skip, back skip, and pause and play with your media. Just hit pause and you'll pause it, hit play and you'll play it. It's pretty simple, I think. Unless, of course, you are an idiot. What I ended up doing was adding a single button that opens everything I need to get started streaming, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we go to the Stream Deck tab, you can use a multi-action button. Boop. First thing I want to do is pull up a website. Let's go and click on our website as I drew that from System, and we'll say Twitch, and we'll give it our URL, https. I said TT and then P right after it. We have this will hit the button and now go to this website, but we're not done yet. We want it to open OBS. So what we'll do is have the system open something, say OBS Studio, and then search for the application that we're going to use. So let's find it. OBS Studio 64-bit, open. Now, this button will not only open a website with our Twitch in it, but it will open OBS Studio. on the click of one button, but we're not done yet, you little idiots. Not only do we have our multi-action button, we're going to add 2 more buttons that I think are crucial when you stream with other people talking in Discord. In Discord, when you're chatting with your friends and everything, and then you stop to chat with the chat, it's kind of annoying to your friends when you start talking in the middle of them talking. Hey everybody, I'm going left. Oh, that's right there, Jerry. It's a really stupid and annoying thing to do. I'm looking at you, me. So I had to do a little bit of searching, but found out an easy way to mute yourself in Discord and also mute your compadres so that you're not, being confused by lots of voices going on in your head, even more than the ones that are usually going on in your head. So in Discord, you're going to go down to your, I believe it's settings. Oh, I'm already in settings. Shut up. You're going to go down to your keybinds, all right? When you go to keybinds, you're going to add a keybind. Adding this keybind is like adding a group of buttons that will trigger one thing to happen. And I think that's important because you don't want to be just like typing or doing anything and accidentally hit a button that triggers a command. So do multiple buttons to trigger a command. So I did add a keybind, click, and then I did toggle mute so that I can mute myself on and off. Then over here, to edit the keybind, you would just click it. It says it's recording. Control-Shift-M. Boom, now it's recorded that if I hit on the keyboard Control-Shift-M, that's going to mute me and unmute me in Discord. I did the same thing for toggling deafen. Deafen mutes you and the other people that you're listening to so that you don't have to hear them and they don't have to hear you at the same time. Now that we're done with that, let's go back to the Elgato Stream Deck application and figure out how we can utilize this information to make more information. So what I believe we're going to be using is a hotkey. Let's drop one of these bad boys in here. We're going to title it Mute in Discord. Now to make all of your text appear on there a little better, sometimes I'll just hit enter and then boom, look at that. It's like I know things or something. And now it's going to observe our keystrokes when we hit hotkey. So we're going to hit Control-Shift-M. Anytime that we hit the mute in Discord button, it's going to mute us in Discord. Here you can see that by pushing those buttons together, it already muted me. That means you know that this thing, oh wait, you can't see it because I'm in the way. That's a bit of an amateur move, huh? Now, if you want to do this same thing, go ahead and throw another hotkey in there, Control-Shift-D, and that will get it to where you can now deafen the Discord, and you're ready to go. This is some pretty basic stuff that can at least get you started making your stream look real good. Now, I'm no tech-savvy whatchamadude. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. But I hope that these little tips and tricks were a very good introduction to the Elgato Stream Deck. I'll tell you what, I'm loving it. It's improved my stream greatly. And by that, I mean, it's just made it easier to push buttons and change scenes instead of clicking the mouse every time so that people don't hear you clicking the mouse. So hopefully this can get you started streaming like a pro skis or streaming like a me skis. Pros, I meant me, like, I mean, look. So have a good stream out there, and don't suck, you little idiots. Somebody keeps telling me that's a little mean, but I don't care.